Welcome. Quantum computers are often in the news for their potential to revolutionize medicine, finance, and science. But despite the hype, we still don't have large-scale machines that can solve useful problems. In this video, we are going to explore the massive engineering and physics hurdles standing in the way. This is Scalability Challenges in Quantum Computing. First, let's understand the goal. Right now, we are in the NISQ era, noise intermediate scale quantum. We have machines with 50 to 100 qubits. They are impressive scientific experiments, but they are too small and too noisy to be truly useful. To break modern encryption or simulate complex molecules, we need systems with not just hundreds, but millions of qubits. The gap between where we are and where we need to be is enormous. The first major barrier is decoherence. Qubits are incredibly fragile. Unlike a bit in your laptop, which is a stable magnetic switch, a qubit is a delicate quantum state. The slightest interference from the outside world, a stray magnetic field, a tiny vibration, or even a cosmic ray, can cause the qubit to collapse and lose its information. This is called decoherence. It happens in microseconds, forcing computers to race against the clock to finish calculations before the data vanishes. Because qubits are so error-prone, we can't just use them raw. We need quantum error correction. This involves grouping many physical qubits together to form a single, reliable, logical qubit. The ratio is brutal. Experts estimate we might need 1,000 physical qubits just to create one logical qubit. This means a million-qubit machine might only have 1,000 useful qubits. This overhead is a massive scaling challenge. Then there is the hardware itself. In many superconducting quantum computers, every single qubit needs its own control wires running from room temperature down to the freezing core of the machine. As you add more qubits, you add more wires. This creates a wiring bottleneck. There is physically no space for millions of cables, and each cable carries heat that can disrupt the sensitive quantum processor. Even if we fit all the wires, we face the problem of crosstalk. When we try to control one qubit with a microwave pulse, that energy can accidentally spill over to its neighbors. It is like trying to whisper to one person in a crowded room. People nearby hear you too. As we pack qubits tighter on a chip to save space, this interference gets worse, leading to more errors. Cooling is another nightmare. Quantum chips often operate at 15 millikelvin, colder than deep space. The refrigerators that do this, called dilution refrigerators, have very limited cooling power. The heat generated by the control electronics for millions of qubits would overwhelm these fridges. We can't just build a fridge the size of a stadium, so we hit a thermal wall. Finally, there is manufacturing. In a standard computer chip, billions of transistors are effectively identical. But quantum devices are sensitive to atomic-level defects. No two qubits are exactly the same. They operate at slightly different frequencies. Tuning a machine with 10 qubits is hard. Tuning one with 1,000,000, where every single one behaves slightly differently, requires automated calibration systems we haven't fully invented yet. So, is it impossible? No. Researchers are working on brilliant solutions. We are looking at modular architectures, where smaller chips are connected by light. We are developing cryo-CMOS chips that can control qubits from inside the fridge to reduce wiring. The path to 1,000,000 qubits is steep and full of obstacles, but overcoming them is the most exciting engineering challenge of our time. Thanks for watching.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.